You've had the rise of cloud-based computing and the rise and fall of file lockers, mega upload and rapid share. You've had the rise and fall of the MP3 blogs, but the rise and fall of the torrent. I mean, it's if you asked me this 2 years ago, I would have been like, amazing, but now we're back to 1996 again. No, I never thought it would. I never had any agenda for the site, and it still has no agenda. There's no way to use it. It's just there, so everybody can use it differently. And sometimes people misuse it. Sometimes, it's hard. Sometimes, you have moments where you don't think it's going to go anymore. But no, I like it. This morning I worked on it. This morning I put up 16 more hours of audio this morning. No, it's like a garden. Growing a garden. Every day you have to go in the garden and tend a little bit. And if you do something a little bit every day for 17 years, you end up with something pretty big. They invited 100 people who are not in the art world to make books. So they invited poets and philosophers, historians, economists, this kind of thing. And then all of these people were officially included in the Documenta by virtue of the publication. And for that letter, Bettina asked me to claim UBU Web as an artwork of mine, which I never did. She says, well, we'd like you to say that it's an artwork. I said, well, I never really thought of it that way. I always think of it as a hobby or a public service, community. But I said, okay, you want to think of it as an artwork, but let's think of it as an art. I'll take that. So, I wrote a little letter to her saying that, it's the most important thing I'm doing, and if I'm going to be known for anything in my life, it'll probably be UBU Web, not my weird poetry books. So that was what it was. That was what it was, yeah. But they wanted something personal and weird, and it's happened in the art world since Marcel Duchamp, and it's happened in music since the sampler. So hip hop, or samples of records, taking somebody else's breakbeat and making a sample out of it. So I think that all these other fields have already solved the problem of appropriation, and now the internet, because is all language that you can cut and paste. So now it's writing's turn to join the plagiarism idea. And it's really engaged, and it's really personal. What you decide to copy and paste is going to be very different from what I decide to copy and paste. And so, I'm not, it will be equally expressive, and it will be differently creative. And this type of writing will continue. It's not going to, we'll still make legal contracts, we'll still read the newspaper the same way. I also think it's important to say that, if you're plagiarizing something that makes a lot of money and taking it for your own, you're going to get into trouble. People are going to want to claim that because it makes, millions of dollars. I probably want to claim that too. But fortunately, poetry or other types of writing or art writing, there's no money, so nobody seems to care. So it's the perfect place to try these things out. It can't happen in mainstream culture because people, make their lives out of that. So this is the beauty of poetry or most kinds of literature, is that, we can explore these things in a safe way that people don't get angry at us. Curating in a physical space is very different than the internet. UBU runs on no money, zero money. I don't touch it. I've never had any money for it. Only Centro donates to servers. You can do anything on the internet, but to do something here costs money, lights, the whole thing. So.